Note: some minor details will be changed or omitted because I don't know if family members have Reddit account. But I won't be adding anything untruthful. I feel so weak, now I know how it feels when people say they feel numb. As context, my sister has always been the black sheep in our family and was the most disobedient/rebellious in our Asian family household, stayed out too late, fought with teachers, has history of lying/gaslighting. But since she had my beautiful niece and married my brother-in-law, she straightened her life and mellowed down her temper. My brother-in-law is the best you could ever wish for. He was gentle but not a pushover, he was always respectful and treated my parents very well. They lived a floor above where our family apartment is. I learned today that the reason for their fallout a week ago was my sister's infidelity. I listened when my older sister explained it to me and comforted my brother-in-law, but I broke down crying when I went inside the toilet. My father cheated too when I was around 3 years old, had an estranged half-brother. But my mother was too dependent emotionally and financially to my father and they reconciled. This had a huge effect on my mental health since I learned of this fact when I was in HS. I am civil and thankful for his sacrifices, but a part of me always hated my father because of this. Never did I imagine that someone I love would do this again, and I didn't know that it would cause me so much pain. My brother-in-law was approached by the AP's wife and showed pics and other evidences of the infidelity. She collated everything and was planning to file an administrative case against my sister so she will lose her job. My sister hasn't gone home in days. When my brother-in-law suddenly traveled 2 hours to go to his parents, we knew they fought. My sister said she caught him cheating and told us to cut contact. She knew how our family viewed infidelity and so we blocked my Bill. But I knew my sister, so I told my parents that we need to hear Bill's side of the story. And lo and behold, he showed us months worth of pics and videos kissing another guy. I can't even look at my parents' face without getting teary-eyed because they just look crushed and so sorry. I don't know why I posted this, if I'm asking for advice or... I don't know. I was always a lurker in this sub because of my trust issues. It was both comforting and alarming that a lot of people go through what I'm going through. I just don't know what to do. For me, my first priority is my toddler niece. We don't know what my sister is thinking and she denies everything. She doesn't know about the evidences. We are afraid she will get my niece and just disappear. Just had dinner full of tears with our brother-in-law and I'm sick to my stomach. Edit, put toddler and removed my niece's age. Update 1, after reading the comments, I would like to clarify some things. A. No, I do not have romantic feelings for my Bill. My father is a disciplinarian and the only guy in the family. We are 4 girls, so when we got a gentle and caring brother, he became a welcome male figure in our life. He taught me how to drive, never hesitated to leave work when my sister called him for guy help. He has bonded with some of my boyfriends and intimidated the creeps. It was refreshing, this kind of dynamic. We felt comfortable because he wasn't dad and we could trust him easily because he wasn't a temporary fling. He showed us that he was family. He never told us he loved/cared for us, but he showed us. And so did we. B. I am the official babysitter because whatever I had going, I can cancel if it means I get to take care of my niece. We bonded a lot through the years and she means the world to me. My parents and sisters feel the same way. My niece grew up in an extended family setup and so it is almost impossible to keep a problem to yourself. Everyone would try to offer help and you just have to ask for help or convey that you can solve it yourself. My sisters and I also grew up with a tight-knit bond. We had room to ourselves but always ended up hanging out in one room because we always loved doing things together until college and then now, where we all have work. But I never thought we weren't close anymore. Even we all became grown-ups and started seeing each other less, and that's how it's almost an automatic reaction to run to anyone who is having a hard time. See, I posted this last night, when I was deeply emotional and the shock of what happened was still very raw. Being so overwhelmed was a reaction to thinking that I had lost a really important part of my life. Because I know it's never going to be the same again. I knew that infidelity has permanent cracks that no magic glue can fix. I was so afraid of this happening again. After the fallout of discovering my father's infidelity years ago, I thought peace to our family has finally come and only had happiness for the future. My niece was a welcome surprise and brought overflowing positive vibes. My oldest sister and her longtime boyfriend is planning to get married. My second oldest sister's dream job is within her reach after years of hard work. I am finally working at a job I enjoy and with people I like. My sister and Bill told us they were trying for a second kid and we were nothing but supportive. Then everything breaks down. I was probably extra hysterical on my post because IRL, I had to hold it up for my devastated old parents, defeated Bill, and innocent niece. D. Yes, my family is the source of my happiness. I don't think this is being selfless or being a good person. For me, that's how it's normally supposed to be. This was how I grew up. I will drop everything I have going on if it means I can be with the person I love. Not because I am too involved, or too nosy. It's because I honestly want to be there for them, and one of the feelings I hate the most in this world is the feeling of regret. I'd rather give my everything now rather than think of what ifs tomorrow. Update 2, what happened next? Won't give extensive details, it was too messy. 1. Sister and Bill talked. Denials and no confession. Sister was breaking down and I have never seen her this crazy. She's like a different person. What broke me was seeing my mom and dad ugly cry. 2. In my opinion, there will be no reconciliation. 3. For the meantime, my niece will be taken care of by my parents as agreed by everyone. Because of the pandemic, I get lots of opportunity to work from home, and so I will take advantage of this. I want to personally take care of my niece too as much as I can. 4. Divorce is not the first option right now. It will be very difficult from where we are from. From the conversation, separation is the band-aid solution, while everyone tries to figure out the situation. 2 days is a very short time to plan for the future. 5. Told my parents and sisters they can decide for themselves, but I will not be cutting off Bill and I will not let my sister be alone with my niece. I will help her with logical requests when she asks me to. Right now, I want to distance myself from her, but will definitely help if she wants me to. 6. This is a very heartbreaking, confusing, and weird time for all of us. Pre-pandemic, all weekends were family activities and we were quite the large, noisy but happy crowd. Like Christmas every week. When the pandemic happened, we always had fun with video chats and our group chats was a happy and funny mess. It's so weird to go from that to this. Getting this off my chest when I can't IRL is refreshing and has helped me in a way I didn't know was possible. Whether great or ridiculous, I appreciate everyone's comments/advices. Thank you for taking the time to listen to a stranger's worst nightmare. I'm not even sure what to do, if I should even do anything, or can, at this point. My sis and husband have been married 10 years. My sister has worked in realty for about 2 years now. She started in a good company, and she genuinely loves what she does for people. She worked in a team, and each team had set partners. She was partners with some guy, let's call him Dan. Dan is young, about 24 to 25, and my sister is 29. He's very attractive, and they obviously had to spend a lot of time together because their work requires a lot of interaction with each other and other people. He's extremely flirty, and they ended up getting touchy. She let herself get caught up into it, since she mentioned her marriage was on a downhill slope for a long time now. She ended up falling for the guy, and they would send each other songs to dedicate to the other, and she would go out late to clubs with friends and he would be there and they would kiss and stuff. Eventually it led to says, and she would lie to her husband and tell him she was with our sister-in-law, let's call her Carol, and in turn Carol would have to lie to my sister's husband, John. Which made crap complicated because John is Carol's boss. So their work relationship was strained as well. Anyway, in reality she would be with Dan, ducking all the time. Then she went as far as to have sex with him in her own apartment. It messes me up because she genuinely feels no remorse. She doesn't realize the full consequences. John suspected something with Dan, but he could never find proof. She's always with her cell phone, and she's very meticulous and a good liar and manipulator. He stays clueless. Fast forward to 6 months ago. She changed companies. Dan ducked her over and got a girlfriend, and her heart was broken. She goes to this new company, which is all fun and dandy. She loves it. Then, she starts getting too friendly with her boss, Mark. Mark is an older man, around 40, married with 3 kids. However, they flirt anyway. Of ducking course. She likes him because he's manly and older and is good at says too apparently. She begins her new and recent affair. However, she actually thinks she's in love with him. They went on a trip for work for a week, and she showed me how they danced, and kissed, and he got extremely romantic with her. saying they brought a romance back home. At that point, my stomach began to hurt. She looked so excited, giggly, and thrilled from the adrenaline of her desire and the secrecy of her ducked-up actions. I honestly don't think she has much of a conscience at this point, but that's just me. Now, my sis and John are splitting up. Not divorcing. She moved into a townhouse with the girl, in which she got all the furniture, and John agreed because it was the right thing to do, and John is moving into an apartment alone. They haven't filed divorce papers. We were eating dinner alone one night and he told me, "I told your sis I wasn't going to give up even if it killed me. I know I can't love someone else." And he was going to wait for her. He has even been writing her letters. He was crying, and everything. So now, I'm stuck in the sidelines, watching this disaster unfold. I feel bad for my nieces, who know that mommy doesn't love daddy anymore, and for John, who's been like a brother to me since I was 7. I think he needs to know, and that she has to tell him. But she said she never will, and I told her the truth comes out somehow. Her reply was, "Whatever, if it happens it happens." She doesn't realize she's still pretty financially dependent on him, and he's an amazing guy. She doesn't realize that what she's doing is a mistake. I told her to put the guy out of his ducking misery. He needs to know the truth, and I'm so tempted to tell him. My boyfriend said to leave an anonymous note somehow. But that also would feel wrong. I don't know what to do or what to think of this whole thing. It makes me sick. TLDR, sister is a cheating bee. Don't know whether to say crap or not.